guys, it's me, Courtney, and welcome to my channel. It has been a minute since I have sat down and actually, that's not true. It's been a minute since you guys have seen me. I've actually been sitting down and recording pretty consistently. I just haven't edited anything. I have not had the time, nor the energy, nor the patience. There's just a lot mentally going on with me. So sometimes I'll be sitting down like doing these videos and then I'm still in between helping my kids with schoolwork and stuff like that, which is supposed to be over at about 2:30, but it never is. It's one of those things. I know I just have to find a good balance of like everything else that I do on the daily and kind of incorporate this in there, if that makes sense. But yeah, I say all of that to say I'm still here. Thank y'all for being patient with me. I know y'all get it, you know what I mean? Especially the moms out there. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more disciplined about my editing because honestly, like, there's days when I don't. I just don't, can't, won't, ain't going to, like, you know what I mean? For today's look, I want to do red because it is festive, I suppose, like for the holidays, but also because it's one of my favorite eye looks to do, just like a red smoky eye. So I'm really only going to be using like 2 colors from this palette, but I wanted to pull it back out. This is the BeetleJuice and Melt Cosmetics palette. I'm going to keep the makeup neutral, a little bronzy, maybe a little gold, I don't know, we'll see. You know what, before we even go into the eye makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my primer and stuff like that. I typically do this so that my primer can sink into the skin. First, I'm gonna go in with Becca. This is the anti-fatigue under eye primer. If you guys can still get your hand on this, I mean, I know Becca it's over, I know. This is going to help with all the tiredness that I have going on. I'm really actually excited to use this palette. You guys have probably been noticing I've been going into like all of my makeup to do just, well, that's too much. That's way too much. You guys have probably noticed, but I've been going into my whole makeup repertoire and just using what I have. One, because I haven't seen a lot of stuff out there that I'm crazy about that's coming out. And then the stuff that I am interested in, I can kind of wait for. Like I'm not pressed for makeup, especially because I have so much. And I want to just get back into the habit of like really rotating out palettes that I love, because I haven't been, like the Waiting Room palette, once I was done with like the videos that I did for the BeetleJuice collection, didn't pull them out again. And my thing is that I love, you know, makeup and colors and all of that stuff, so it kind of sucks that I never go back into the stuff that I actually really like or recommend. Sometimes we just gotta use what we have so we can fall back in love with the things that we used to love. Y'all get what I'm saying. So now that y'all are zoomed in, the first shade I'm gonna go in with, like I said, I'm only gonna be using 2, is Obituary. This is gonna be like a really easy look. Anytime I do a smoky eye, I usually only use 1 color or 2 if I can help it. And I'm gonna start at the edge, just in that crease, and work it in. You know what, speaking of Melt, they do have another collection that they just came out with, which is the, I think it's like Love and Butterflies or something like that. I can't remember, but it's really beautiful, as it always is. All of their packaging, all of their details that they put into each collection, always beautiful. The thing is though, the palette did look a little bit ColourPop-ish to me, so I wasn't interested in getting the palette necessarily, but the gel liners though, here for it. Now, one thing that I did want to mention, if you guys ever like are doing your eye makeup and you feel like it goes up too high, or you feel like it's too blown out or something, you can always take whatever translucent powder that you have and it'll lighten up that outer edge, so one, it doesn't look as stark, but also it'll take the pigment down a little bit where you need it, so it doesn't feel like it goes all the way up. Just a little quick tip. Now I'm gonna go into Lydia. Lydia's gonna go all over my lid because I love this color. Bring it up a little. There's a ton of reds that are out there these days, especially I think since Pat McGrath kind of started the shimmery rich red color trend. So you can find this like specific red shade in a ton of different places. It's not gonna perform like a Pat McGrath or a Melt Cosmetics shadow, but they exist. And I mean, if you wanted to make this metallic, you can definitely use either your setting spray, you can use a mixing medium, will make it like uber metallic. I just want like the little bare minimum shimmy. Not bare minimum, because that's still pretty nice, but you get what I'm saying. All right, and that is literally it for the top of the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with my Stay Naked foundation from Urban Decay. Now I have been using this. This is something that I use often actually. It is on the stark yellow side of things, but as always, we always balance our makeup out anyway, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. But it is a full cover. Look at that, yes. Now I am gonna sheer it out just a little bit, simply because I like my skin to be a little bit more prominent even when I'm wearing, you know, full coverage foundation. With this foundation, I am going to be using the concealers that go with it. I have 50 WY, which is going to be more of like a brightener in certain areas, and then I have 60 WR, which is like the main concealer. Now, one thing that I did mention earlier is that I have still been recording. I recorded like 3 videos right before the holidays, so I am still going to release that. I kind of like struggled with myself whether I was going to release it or not, seeing as how it's like winter now, you know what I mean? But I did take the time out and record it, and the looks did come out really nice, so I am still going to release those videos. And they'll be fall looks. It's not gonna look as festive. Wonder how much concealer it is going to take for these eye bags. You know what I mean? As far as like new makeup releases and what I intend on purchasing, there aren't a lot, just because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like makeup brands are really, I don't want to say reaching, but they're trying to figure out what people want, and so they're kind of just throwing stuff at a wall to see what sticks, if that makes sense. Even the new brands that are coming out, for example, you got your Ariana Grande, what is it, RMS, RM, whatever, her line. Probably not gonna purchase anything from there. It's just not my cup of tea. I did see Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty coming out with a few different things like powders and stuff. I'm definitely gonna check those out. I believe Patrick Ta has like a limited edition blush palette coming out. I'm definitely gonna try that one. There's a few different foundations that I'm definitely gonna bring to you guys. Are we blent? I think we're blent. I like doing my contour like that sometimes because it sort of blends in with the concealer under the eye, and then it makes the blend a little bit more seamless. And then I'll go in with my bronzer and intensify, you know what I mean? I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier translucent honey powder to set lightly under the eyes. Before I go in with my bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes. Again, I'm gonna use Obituary first, and I think I'm gonna just take that on the outer and then use Lydia on the inner. Since our makeup is on, since our foundation is on, we don't want to have any fallout on the face, so we're going to be very careful. Connecting to the top, of course. And I'm going to have that Lydia shade meet in the middle. And then I'm going to go in with my cream gel liner. This one is from ColourPop. It's like a, I want to say like a ruby red kind of pencil. You can honestly use a lip liner if you have a red lip liner. But I'm gonna go in with that on the waterline, and especially that space that's like open where the shadow doesn't want to stick. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and add my lashes. And then we're gonna come back, finish the bronzer and the blush and the highlighter. I'm gonna put a little bit of my highlighter on the inner corner because it's a little bit more golden. It's like bronzy gold. Yeah, so I'm gonna be right back. I love a smoky red eye. I truly do. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my bronzer. This is from Colored Rain and Caramel Delight. This color is gonna kind of complement the contour, but at the same time, it's gonna add a little bit of golden bronze to the skin versus like a red bronze. You know what I mean? That way we don't look like all red in the face, considering we have red on the lip. I mean on the eyes. What am I saying? Anyway, hey guys, this is Editing Courtney. So I forgot to turn off the fan at this point, and the buzzing sound sort of ruined the rest of this audio, so here we are. But yeah, I just took the Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop and Cherelle, and I put that in the inner corners of the eyelids and then sort of blend that out. I also use this for the rest of my regular highlighter on the regular places on my face. I use a sponge to really sink it into the skin. I think it gives it a nice look versus the finger, which you could do either. For blush, I use the Cover FX Duo in Warm Honey for a dab of color to the skin. And then set it with the Urban Decay All Nighter. I have a ton of nude lips, but there's a specific nude lip that I want with this look, so I'm gonna sort of make shifts and hope it works. I'm gonna go into my Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil. This is in Deep Dive, but I'm gonna line with that one. And then this is a shade from YSL that I have not used. This is from the Zoe Kravitz collection. But we are going to sort of re-outline with this shade. Yeah, kind of blend it. Off top, that's more of like a mauvey brown. But now I'm gonna take my concealer. This is the Born This Way in Warm Sand. And I'm gonna just take a little bit on my finger and dab. And that's the look. I recommend everybody to use a red smoky eye of some sort. Like even if it's like a deep red, a rich red, a super duper bright red, which I love those too. Red and brown eyes, top notch. Especially with like blue eyes too. I think that's pretty fire. I do feel like we get so afraid of certain colors, of certain looks and stuff like that, when really all we have to do is sort of blend it the right way, do the right shape, you know what I mean? And anybody can wear anything and make it look fly. So my thing is, I recommend you guys try out some sort of colored smoky eye. It is top notch. I feel like with the idea of sort of feeling drained sometimes, feeling like you're losing energy, feeling like you're losing yourself a little bit in the day-to-day, I do feel like stuff like this, like just putting on your makeup, really does help. I do truly believe that. I don't always remember that, but you know, it does help with sort of getting yourself back to you. I hope that makes sense. Stay tuned for the videos that we got coming out that were already supposed to be out in November. Stay tuned for holiday looks, stay tuned for family videos, just stay tuned. That about does it for me, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful, fun to watch, entertaining, all that great stuff. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if it's in your heart to do so, and I will see you guys in the next one. In the next ones that were the past ones, and then also future ones. You'll be able to tell because of the background. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. I will see you guys soon.